So this screencast will help you to get going on the video essay. So the video essay, you should be thinking about it as a thesis essay, in the sense that you will be making a claim, and that right here you've made a clear claim, and that you have specific evidence from the plays to support your claim. But you will not hand in a written essay. You're going to make a video essay. In other words, you're going to speak into the camera of your iPad in order to conversationally present your essay. This is exactly as if you were doing a piece of public speaking in class. Now, if you feel that it's helpful to write out an essay ahead of time, you can, but you may not read your essay. This is part of your work is to show the public speaking skills. And reading an essay to an audience would not be the best public speaking. So you should really think about your, really engage as if you were doing a presentation in front of class. It may be, you may use mind maps, outlines, note cards. You don't have to have it committed to memory, but you just can't read your essay. When you turn it in, you submit it as a .mov format, as a movie, into the Schoology Dropbox. Now the questions that you need to deal with are two. One is, what can be learned about Greek civilization / Athens from a close reading of the tragedies? So in other words, take the tragedies as historical sources and say, okay, when I dig into the plots and themes of these plays, what can I learn about ancient Greece? Now you should make sure that you're using examples from both Medea and Oedipus. I think 3 examples in total would be good. When you find an example from Medea, you should use specific text. You have the text so you can quote specifically. You cannot quote from Oedipus. I mean, you could go to the library and get a copy, but you don't have to. But you should be as specific as you can be about the plot element from Oedipus that you're using to support your claim. The second question that you want to be answering is, why is it essential to know the form of Greek tragedy to understand what we call the Greek mind? In other words, we think about Greeks of the 5th century BCE, classical Greece, classical Athens, and their view of the world. Why does tragedy, in particular its specific form as defined by Aristotle, why does that form of tragedy help us to understand the way the Greeks saw the world? So this second question should talk about the form of tragedy and why that form really fits the Greek outlook of the world.